May 2016. A team that escaped relegation a year earlier lifts the Premier League trophy. Bookmakers gave them 5,000 to 1 odds against winning. You were more likely to find the Loch Ness Monster. While giants like Manchester United, Chelsea, and Arsenal spent hundreds of millions, Leicester built a squad for a mere 30 million euros. Nobody believed. Everyone doubted. But they did the impossible. This is a story of how a bunch of rejects silenced the entire world and pulled off the greatest underdog story in soccer history. April 2015. Leicester City was dead. Bottom of the Premier League, 7 points from safety, with 9 games left. Fans were already saying goodbye to the top flight. But something impossible happened. 7 straight wins. A great escape that became folklore. They survived by a thread. But manager Nigel Pearson, responsible for the miracle, was fired in the summer. And who did they hire? Claudio Ranieri, a 64-year-old Italian. Fired months earlier by Greece. The British press destroyed the choice. A nonsensical move, they wrote. Gary Lineker, former Leicester player, called it a strange and uninspiring decision. Ranieri arrived without promises. His goal was simple: get 40 points and avoid relegation. Nothing more. The squad? A collection of rejects. Jamie Vardy had played in the 7th tier of English soccer 5 years earlier. Riyad Mahrez cost 400,000 euros from a French second-division club. N'Golo Kanté? Unknown. Came from Kin for 8 million. Kasper Schmeichel lived in his legendary father's shadow. August 2015. The season began. Leicester beat Sunderland away, then drew at home. Nothing special. But then came West Ham. Vardy scored. Mahrez shined. 2-1 victory. People still didn't realize what was being born. Ranieri had a different method. He promised a team pizza every time they didn't concede goals. Simple. Human. No pressure. Have fun, he told them. And they had fun. September came, and Leicester was in the top 4. It's just luck, said the experts. It'll pass. But it didn't pass. October, November, December. Leicester didn't stop. Jamie Vardy broke the Premier League record. 11 consecutive games, scoring goals. A former factory worker who made medical splints was rewriting history. Mahrez dribbled like he was dancing. Kanté was everywhere at once, stealing balls like they were rightfully his. Christmas 2015. Leicester was in first place. People still laughed. They'll collapse in the second half. They guaranteed. They always collapse. Arsenal, City, United waited for the inevitable collapse. But Ranieri kept everything light. We're just trying to reach 40 points, he repeated with his Italian smile. January, February. The dream stayed alive. Wins over Liverpool, over City. The city of Leicester stopped on match days. Packed bars, empty streets, everyone glued to the TV. This was no longer just a soccer story. It was about hope. It was about believing in the impossible. March. The pressure increased. Tottenham and Arsenal were still close behind. But Leicester had something money can't buy. Soul. Wes Morgan, the captain, led a defense that became a wall. Schmeichel worked miracles in goal. And Kanté? Simply the best defensive midfielder on the planet that season. April. Victory over Southampton 1-0. Mahrez goal. 5 games left. The title was 4 wins away. All of England, except the direct rivals, was rooting for Leicester. It was David versus Goliath. It was the impossible happening in slow motion. The Giants stumbled. Leicester remained solid. Draw with Manchester United. Went over Swansea. Went over Sunderland. 2 games left. 1 win, and the title was theirs. And then came that Sunday, May 1st, 2016, Chelsea versus Tottenham. If Tottenham didn't win, Leicester would be champions without playing. Ranieri was in Italy, having dinner with friends. Leicester's players were gathered at Vardy's house, watching together. Eden Hazard scored in the 83rd minute for Chelsea. 2-2, final whistle. Leicester City were Premier League champions. Jamie Vardy's house exploded. Beer everywhere. Tears. Screams. Men who came from forgotten places, who were rejected underestimated, were now Premier League champions. Vardy cried like a child. Mahrez couldn't believe it. Kante, shy as always, smiled quietly. In Italy, Claudio Ranieri received hundreds of calls. The man everyone criticized was on top of the world. He took the first flight to Leicester. When he arrived, the entire city was in the streets. 240,000 people, almost the entire city's population, were celebrating. Blue flags everywhere. Chants that didn't stop. A week later, at King Power Stadium, the trophy was lifted. Andrea Bocelli sang before the game. Kasper Schmeichel held the cup next to his father. Peter Schmeichel, Manchester United legend. Wes Morgan, the captain nobody wanted, lifted the most unlikely trophy in soccer history. 5,000 to 1. The same odds as Elvis being alive, as Kim Kardashian being president of the USA. But they did it. A 30 million team beat billionaires. They proved that soccer can still be about heart, unity, and believing when nobody else believes. Vardy, the factory worker. Mahrez, the unknown. Kante, the tireless. Ranieri, the questioned. Morgan, the rejected. Schmeichel, the son who lived in the shadow. They all wrote the most beautiful story in modern soccer. Today, a statue immortalizes that moment. Books were written. Movies were made. Because Leicester 2015-16 wasn't just a title. It was proof that impossible dreams can still come true. As long as soccer is played, as long as hope exists, people will remember. There was a year when the Leicester Foxes silenced the entire world and taught us that sometimes, just sometimes, fairy tales are real. If this story gave you chills like it gave me telling it. If you also believe that soccer can still surprise us, drop your like right there. Not out of obligation, but because stories like this deserve to be shared. And if you enjoy reliving these moments that remind us why we love the sport, stick around on the channel. There's a lot more underdogs, a lot more emotion, and a lot more unlikely stories to come. Thanks for watching until the end. Seriously, see you in the next one.